Winter is now upon us, and that can mean only one thing. The DNA Winter Series is back. For the 8th season of our flagship series, we will be going to a whole host of venues across the country, experiencing the highs and lows of cold water carp fishing. So sit back, grab yourself a cuppa and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to another episode of the Winter Series, and it's been a pretty common occurrence that
the pressure
is the winter and it is dreadful fishing weather. The pressure, the last time we went, the pressure was absolutely dog turd.
Yep.
And this trip isn't much better so far.
1047, I think it is.
Yeah, it's not far off the record.
Wow.
However, we are out, we're angling, and we are on the edge of the Cotswolds water park. We are at Horcott Lakes, just down the road from the likes of Horseshoe, Welford Pools, Bramblemere, places like that. There's loads of gravel pits around here, and this is a lovely lake. It's ran by a friend of mine, Lee Pollard, and he's done wonders for it. He's, you know, the fish in here are absolutely lovely.
Gorgeous.
And it's sort of, I wouldn't say it's gone under our radar, but it's just,
well, I've never been here before. You ever been before?
No, I've not fished here before. I've fished around here, like I say, the likes of Horseshoe and Farriers is just down the road as well. So, well, it's roughly 20 odd acres, 22 acres, I think. And there seems to be quite a few fish in here. They reckon there's, I think it's like 700 plus. I think it might even be more than that. So there's good head of carp, and there are some absolute bangers in here. Like, you know, and I know Lee, and he loves his carp, and he loves really good looking carp, and there's a lot of fish in here that are really, really good looking. Some nice big fully scales, a couple of big commons, just a right mixed bag, and they're all different sizes as well. And there's a fair few over 30 pounds, a lot of 20s, like a lot of good 20s.
I think it was like 50 plus fish over 30 pound, is that right? I think there's more than 50
I wouldn't know, but
something like that.
If Lee comes down, then we can collar him for a bit more info. But it's, mega place, and we've turned up. We've not had, like, obviously any peg shut or anything, and the way that Lee runs it, you can book on as a day ticket, and there's also like a part syndicate as well, so the way he works it is really well. And yeah, we've turned up, we've had to wait, so we've had to wait for a few of the lads to pull off. We're in a swim called the Beach, and it looks good, doesn't it? Like, it looks, it's quite a busy place, and it looks like you can cast absolutely everywhere, but you can't. Like, you can see every inch of water from this peg, which is, you know, which is great. And when I was walking around this morning, the sun was beaming up over the trees, and this swim, well, it's like the warmest peg on the lake, I think. So I was like, I'll have a bit of sun.
Well, the wind was sort of pushing almost over our backs, wasn't it, when we were here this morning, and the sun was beaming down on us. It was lovely and warm in here, but it sort of switched slightly, but you still, you know, when the sun was up in the sky, you still felt like this was the better part of the lake, definitely.
And, well, the weather, so it's been sort of like 10 degrees all week during the day, and well, now we're due a couple of hard frosts and getting down to like minus sort of 2, 3, 4 at night. So what that's going to do to the fishing, we don't know. But there's been a few fish out over the weekend, not from any one particular area. There's been a couple out off the bottom bank in the car park, a few fish out. Lad opposite had a lovely 31 pounder yesterday, and when we were walking around the chap Paul that was fishing in the beach room that we're in, he had a lovely 26 pounder. So yeah,
which was like the last fish out, wasn't it? So, you know, you'd like to think that there's still a few fish in this area that's in front of us.
Well, until we plumb up.
Well, yeah, until Bart decides to plumb everyone else's swim up.
Yeah, no, we've seen a fish show, so that's all you can do in the winter is go on what you can see.
Yeah.
The ideal situation would be that we fling a drone up, find a massive ball of fish out in the middle of the lake and hurl a bait boat full of food at them. But we're really close to the military base. It's just the other side of the field there. So I think
no drones.
No drones.
No drones.
Otherwise we could
no bait boats here.
No bait boats. Yeah, bait boats get shot and drones get shot as well. So yeah, yeah, just proper fishing.
Yeah,
and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But we've got to get these rods out.
Yeah, well, we've got to get set up. So we've got the bivvies, and you know, we're in our plots at the minute. You've gone on the flyer side.
I'm in the right flyer. My side's done one fish. I'm in the absolute epicenter, the aquarium, ready to absolute.
So Bartlett's all over it, and I'm just going to sit here just to make the numbers up, really, I guess, like normal. No, right, we need to get some rods sorted, and the sun's already, you know, we couldn't get into the swim till 1 o'clock today, so we're going to be rushing against the light, as we always are on these shoots. No matter what time you get it just feels like the day fizzles away so quickly, doesn't it? So we need to get these rods sorted ASAP, so I think that's the plan at the minute. We've had a little bit of a plum up out there, haven't we?
Yeah, just a couple of casts.
So a couple more casts, get the spot sorted, and then we'll tell you how we're going to approach it. Right, so as I've mentioned, I'm on the left-hand side of the swim. Bart's on the right now. I've got a big sort of farmhouse in front of me. I've had a couple of trucks already at 25 wraps, which is like the maximum that you can fish out of this swim. And I found like a nice sort of softish area. It's definitely silt out there, but it feels a bit more harder to the right-hand side of that farmhouse that I'm trucking out to. And then to the left it gets softer and softer again. So what I'm going to do is probably fish with one on the bottom at 25 wraps, where you sort of got that hardish silt to the right, and then fish 2 zigs to the left hand side. But the pressure being so high as it's going to be, I think the bites are going to be coming off of zigs. So, but I can't not fish at least one rod on the bottom. So just going to double check it once more. Wang him out there. 25, rod in the air. Down, bump, and then I'm getting drag back there, and then it goes into weed. So I'm fishing sort of over the top of some low-lying weed out there, which I've probably just picked up. So it's not an abundance of naturals in the weed, it's all quite sort of sparse of it, because a few of the lads were saying that it's, you know, heavily rich with naturals, this place, but the stuff I've been bringing in hasn't got a lot in it, so which is a bit of a shame. But it's that time of year, I guess, you know, you're not going to have tons of life inside the weed, but yeah, it all looks fairly clear in there. But the main thing is the actual spot that I'm fishing, just past that lot there, is nice and clear. So just double checking him again. Oh, he goes. Oh, it's lovely that. See, it's nice and clear, then weed. So I'm getting about half a rod length back, which should give me enough to at least get the line down the other side of that low-lying weed that's there. So that's me sorted, really. I think I'm going to fish all 3 rods at 25 wraps, 2 on zigs, and like I say, 1 on the bottom, which will show you exactly what that's going to be once we start getting it out there. But in the meantime, that's me spot sorted, and hopefully that's what gets us a bite or 2. I don't think it's going to be slaying them on this. I think if we could get a bite each, that will be a good start, definitely. So fish for a bite at a time.
I've had a couple of casts, trying to keep the casting to a minimum, but I've had to have a couple of casts as well, because a few of the lads fishing said it was a bit up and down, and a couple of other lads, one of them caught on a zig. So I just wanted to make sure I get the depth right in case I have to fish a zig. It does feel a bit ziggy. I think Mozza just mentioned about, you know, feeling ziggy. which is typical for sort of not just this time of year, but also quite shallow lakes. Often often in a shallow lake they can move around a lot, and if they're moving around, they're off the bottom. But I've had a couple of casts, had a little look out there, and just sort of, day tickets are fairly, once you've fished a few of them, they're fairly predictable, sort of nice positive identification at night, like a nice positive sort of Christmas tree or telegraph pole, or just short of halfway. If I was ever going to a day ticket, fishing like the main body of water out in the middle, just look for the biggest feature on the horizon, and generally that's sort of over time where anglers put bait in, that's sort of where the clearer areas come. And obviously you mentioned about it being shallow lakes can be quite weedy, and there are areas where there's weed actually still to the surface. You can see it, some of it in the edge looks green as anything, just looks happy. So getting a nice spot is key. Where you present your food, where you present your rigs, that's everything, especially sort of on these clearer lakes, and finding somewhere where the fish are like willing to feed. I've done that. I've had a little plumb, so I've just put some elastic markers on so I know the right distance, all clipped up, and just going to get a few spots of bait out, get a couple of rigs over the top, and then I might stick one on a zig as well, the third rod, maybe just to the side of the bait, rod length past or whatever. They'll be sorted.
Right, so I've leaded up. I've obviously found my spot out there that I'm going to fish at 25 wraps, like I mentioned earlier. Now, whilst I've been doing that, I've sort of been watching what everyone else has been doing on the pond, and it would seem like most people are putting bait out. So I just sort of said to Bart, I wonder if it's worth, just chucking a single out. It's not something you see people do a lot anymore in the winter, and I've had some mega results doing it, and I've fallen foul to that as well by always wanting to put bait out. So I said to Bart, do you know what, I think for the first night I'm going to use a single on the bottom. So that's what I'm going to go in with, the old Ronnie rig there. Now I've incorporated two of my favourite winter colours. We've got a white milky malt there, but with yellow maggots sat on the top. That's on just, standard Ronnie rig. You've seen the Ronnie rig plenty of times now. It's sort of a semi-stiff hook link material there on a leg clip system, and one of the rules here is that you have to use tubing minimal of 12 inches, I think the bailiff said earlier on as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go in with for the first night, because obviously once you put bait in, that's it, all your eggs are in one basket, then you can't take it back out. But I think for the first night I'm going to try a single hook bait out there on that spot that I found, then obviously fish the two zigs on the other two rods, and then Bart will no doubt put bait out. He can't help himself, so I'll just see what happens for him. If he starts getting bites over bait, then obviously I can put some bait out myself. But I think for the first night it's at least worth a try of just singing out there, or chucking out there a single hook bait.
The spot that I'm fishing is fairly small, so I'm probably just going to put two rods on it, and then there has been a fish caught on a zig, so I'm going to put my third rod probably on a zig just past the bait to the right. I know Mozza's chucked one out and he's got a couple of rods on the bottom, but the food, or the feed that I'm going to be feeding, is my sort of go-to winter approach. I literally can't rate enough how you want a lot of smell. I call it a lot of nothing really. It's like bug crumb, insect meal, mini crayfish mix, and then just a few maggots, and I put sort of 3/4 of a tin of sweet corn in as well. I'm going to put maybe 12 spoms out. I'm going to try my hardest to feel the power down the plug hole, but you never know, could be a bit ropey. I've not fished this distance for a while, so we'll see how it goes, but hopefully they all go bang on a 5-pence, and then I flip me two rigs out over the top, clip the bobbin on, and an hour later one rips off. I thought it was nice, eh? But no, so that's what I'm putting out. Just a nice little mix. Push some bug ballies for a riddle, mini crayfish mix, insect meal, bit of colourless liquid, just to sort of dampen the insect meal off, just to make it sink nice and quickly. A few maggots and a few grains of corn. Just a really nice typical winter mix. Yeah, a lot of smell, a lot of attractiveness, but in the grand scheme of things, not a lot for them to eat, but always something just to keep them on the spot and keep them coming back.
Right, the rods are all out and sorted. I've opted for 2 zigs and 1 on the bottom on a single bait. You've gone with 2 zigs as well, haven't you?
No, I got 2 on the bait and 1
right.
zig. So yeah, that little spot was only really sort of, well, big enough for 2 rods. I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket just as yet. But yeah, so 2 rods on the bottom over a bit of food, 1 on a zig, and then if whatever happens, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We can just move, we got options. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we've made an executive decision that
the winter series is over from now on.
Finished now. We don't care what any of the gaffers say. It's now going to be the autumn series, all right? So it'll just be a nice bit of warm weather, clubbing big uns in the autumn. Yeah,
because it is absolutely freezing out here. It might not look it at the minute, although we're definitely dressed for the occasion, but it's cold, isn't it?
I was just debating whether to make a hot water bottle.
My hands are freezing, but rods are out there. They're out in the pond. You thought you saw one to your right hand side as well. Sort of the water was rocking a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely see something. It's just this time of year, you don't know. Like there are quite a few pike in here, so you're just not, you know. But
it's something, rather than nothing, isn't it? So,
and yeah, I'd like to think it was a carp. Yeah, so we got options. We just have to wait and see. But it is absolute Baltic. Yeah, there's not more.
No,
it's the same in it with these. It don't matter. You know, you actually, even though you're here a long time, it doesn't feel a long time.
No.
You know, we've been here all day, and it feels like we've just had a mad rush to get the rods out.
Yeah, and they've only been out for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then we're losing light, and it's like, yeah, cheers then, great, see you tomorrow.
Exactly that. Well, on that note, we're going to have some food and
see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you
before tomorrow.
Yeah,
would be nice.
How about that? Yes, we're in. It's absolutely Baltic. Like, I haven't got a coat on because I was just slow roasting myself over the top of the Coleman. Yeah, and literally I just had a beep. There's a bit of soft weed out there. I've just had a beep. Come out. Just single bleep, just typical of just little weedy walk, you know, over soft weed. Yeah, and just walked back to the bivvy, thought nothing of it, and yeah, just ticked off, nice and steady, and we got a fish on. Absolutely buzzing, as Mozza would say. First night. To be honest, me and Mozza were talking, and we were like, if we get one between us in this weather, it's just locked me up in a bit of weed there. Go on, get out of there. Yeah, we said if we can get one between us, we'd be doing well. When it went off, I thought, I'll just leave it a moment, just watch it. I didn't want to get on it too quick. Sat here for a while.
Come on, the Bartlett.
What are you saying then, Mozza?
Told you were in the flyer.
Oh yeah. Just, it's absolutely freezing. Look at you with your coat on.
Yeah. You've been slow roasting.
Done me up water bottle.
Oh, where's that?
That's in my bed.
Oh, I might get that out in a minute.
I've only got my little kids' rods as well. My little 3-pounders.
You've got to hold this up in a minute, boy. Happy days.
Yes. No, I think he's under both of them. No, just keep them there.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Sweet. Skills.
Skills. It's like really shallow in the margins, so it's a bit of a mare really. You getting the waders on, Moz?
Well, I've got a proper long neck.
Have you?
Yeah.
Just trying to get him wet and cold. There he goes. Go on the boy. Yes. And we're off the mark, eh? Good lad. As you can see that lead flying about there, it's on a on that little zig I put out on the right hander on its own. Oh, I'm really made up with that fish. Yeah, no, it's nice, you know. On that little rod just out to the right. But yeah, it's nice just to get off the mark. Like, you know, new water as well. I've not caught a fish from here. I've not fished here before. So really nice to catch a fish from here. Looks a good one as well. Yeah.
All right, he's 23, 24 pounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, wicked. We'll get him on the mat. We'll have a look at him.
Good lad.
Freeze are absolute nudgers off. Yeah, come on. Oh, it's freezing.
Go on the bar, man. All the scaly mirrors in here.
And he's gone and got a common. Who would have thought it, eh?
Mate, that is wicked though. 22,
Just, yeah,
22 and a half.
Yeah. It's, oh, how are you so lively? It's freezing.
Mate,
Yeah.
that is a good start though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's a couple, 3 hours after darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely
Wicked.
flying start, really, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Feels like
nice.
we've been here for ages and fishing for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly
But
that.
like, yeah.
Nice
you know,
start. Well
yeah,
done, mate.
beautiful.
On the zig as well, so
Yeah.
you did say it could be.
Yeah.
Ziggy
The
territory,
pressure is
so-
like through the roof. You
Yeah.
can't, you know, you can't not have one on a zig, can you?
Oh, good skills, man. Well done. Right, let's get some pickies of him.
Yeah. Slipping back and go and
Get over
cuddle
the
my
stove.
water bottle. Cheers.
Good, nice one.
Oh, go on, mate. See you later, buddy. Oh, that was cold. I actually feel my fingertips. Wow.
Oh, well done, man. Nice.
It's absolutely Baltic. Yeah, really, really cold last night. I don't know. It must have got down to like -6, I think. It was so cold. I haven't been that cold for a long time. With the Coleman going flat out, hot water bottle. Just, you know, you're just like hovering over the stove, just trying to keep warm. But yeah, I don't even know how we've managed to catch 2 fish. That's even more ridiculous than the weather. But yeah, it's good. Not complaining. Obviously, we had that first one that was 22 and a half pound, that common. I was buzzing with just that, and then literally not long ago, just had another one. I got another one in the sling, really pretty linear, and that was more important, that fish, because I caught it off the bait, and you know. And I kind of knew in the back of my mind how to put those 2 rods on the bait, just because I know what shallow lakes are like. Even though the pressure's not great, but if you fish with like a confident approach, especially like and you pick the right water, and you know that's why we're here, because this is a good, you know, good winter water. Then the results, you can have a result, and I think I know Mozza's got a rod on the bottom, but looking at the guys on the other side as well, putting that bait in and fishing like a slightly positive approach, it's paid off, and that's caught me a fish, and yeah, made up to catch 2. So fingers crossed if Mozza can get one as well, that would be amazing. I'd have had a right trip, right result then. you know, just to catch 2 or 3 fish in these conditions, be blinded. How about that? A little over 22 pounds of ice cold Horcott Lakes mirror. Yeah, second fish, absolutely buzzing. A real nice scaly one as well. I was sort of having a scroll through the Facebook page before we come here, and the more I was scrolling, the more I was like, oh, I could do a catch of a few of these carp. Absolutely lovely fish. Yeah, what a wonderful carp this one. On a freezing cold morning. I don't know what the temperature was last night, must have been -5 or 6. Yeah, but still obliging over the bait. On that little PB 10mm pop-up, sunk with the weight of the hook and a few maggots on the top, over the bait that we had a look at. Yeah, it just goes to show, no matter how cold it is, that these carp, they will have a little go, especially through, you know, those early hours of the morning, just into first light. Textbook bite time. Wonderful. Thank you very much. One last little look. I just got in here in front of these reeds with the sun beaming in here, just for a couple of lovely little water pictures. Yeah, well deserving. These are well-deserved fish with a nice couple of shots. Lovely linear. Go on, mate, off you go. Made up.
Well, good morning. Unfortunately, a quiet night for me last night. Obviously fished with them 2 zigs out there and then 1 on the bottom. And I just feel like today, with the high pressure that we got, sun's going to be beaming all day. I think the fish are going to be up in the water. So I'm going to do something that I've pretty much not done at all in my angling, and that's fish with 3 rods on zigs for the day. So I've just got my bottom bait rod in, and I'm switching it over to a zig. Now we've got a brand new product that is soon to be launched, and everyone's been crying out for it. They've wanted us to do it for ages, and that is a black candy stick, which are these little beauties here. Now this is a perfect way of getting round your venue that might ban imitation baits. You know, some places they ban foam, they ban plastics. So if you wanted to use zigs, then this would be a perfect option for you. Now they're ultra buoyant candy sticks, these are. You can trim them down, make them look like a bit of foam like I have done on this zig here, and they're flavoured in a squid and black pepper, so a new flavour to the DNA range as well. Like I say, loads of you have been asking for it, and we've listened to you all, and we're now finally doing this product. Now I've had one of these out all night out there, and like I say, brought it back in this morning, ultra buoyant still, so a perfect way of getting round, you know, that ban that you might have on a venue, or a good way of using a bit of black that's got some flavour inside it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've just changed this rod over now. This is going to be my 3rd zig that I put out there. Fire it back out into that sort of clear area that I found where I was fishing my single bait, and hopefully that's what does the do for me today.
There we go, come on baby. Yes. Number 3 in the bag. Oh. Happy days. I've got that one in the bag. Yeah, nice little common. But we were just sort of saying how quiet it was looking. Not to be surprising really. Like, it was so cold last night. And I've obviously, with the way the pressure is and the sun this morning, I recast the zig, and that's the one that's gone off. It's typical, you know. It's really ziggy weather at the minute. It's horrible weather. But yeah, we'll get around, have a look. So there you go. I promised Mozza a nice low double common. And I don't like to disappoint him, you know. Of everything I've taught him, I've probably showed him the most how to catch these over the years. But yeah, no, he's a lovely, shining away in the sun, lovely bar of gold. And the third fish, typical really, the weather, you know, with the sun, the pressure, just a typical zig bite. And to be honest, I didn't even think, well, I thought a bite would be a struggle. So to catch 3, yeah, I'll take that very much. I'm probably going to see the day out on the zigs and get back on that bait for tonight for a nice chunky 35-pound fully scaled.
Drop that.
Yeah. Oh, this fish has bolted to the right of the swim at the minute. He's up on the surface, but good move changing him over to zigs definitely after watching Bart smack him up. It's obvious this is a ziggy type day, if ever there was one. I don't think I've ever fished with 3 rods on zigs before.
What's going on here?
Well, this wasn't in the script, that's for sure, eh,
No,
Bart?
it wasn't. Oh,
as long as it isn't a £10 common and an absolute giant scaly one, I'll be buzzing.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
God, I don't even feel like it's been cold now. That sun's blazing in. Like, you can see why they're having the zigs.
Yeah, oh,
right.
Them teas are gonna go
Oh,
mouldy.
what, you are actually making a tea?
Yeah, I've made us 2 teas. So I've
Yeah,
cooked, listen to this, right? I've cooked us dinner, I've made us teas, I've hooked a fish. Definitely gonna lose it. No.
Come on,
I hate playing them on zigs.
No,
I hate playing them at the best of times. I'm playing this fish like over the top of all 3 of your rods at the minute.
Oh, I have noticed that you're just about to demolish me.
Just keep your eyes shut, it'll be fine. Right, is he off?
You can just play it in now, can't you?
Yeah.
Jobs are gunning.
No.
Oh, I'll be Gilly then.
Yeah, you be Gilly. Gilly Malo.
Gilly, it's chilly on the
sunrise.
Come
Come on, the 30-pounder.
Probably don't want to get in the boat.
Well, mate, he did suggest that we could get in the boat, and I was like, I'll go in the boat. I weren't even playing a fish.
That's the first time there's been a ripple since we've been here. Go on, sunshine.
Come on, the boy.
Oh, it's nice that we've...
It'd be nice if we get this one. It would be lovely. Come on, big scaly.
Lovely, that sun. Isn't it mad how you can just go from freezing your absolute naturals off to like in a jumper thinking, oh, it's nice and sunny.
Hang about.
Yeah.
There he is.
Let me get the scoop.
You get the scoop there, boy. Oh! Off the pectoral, you.
Top net and skills have just dropped the net.
Could have netted him by now, but.
No.
What is he doing? Come on, stop fighting. They always ruck so hard for me. Come on, you.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. Oh. No.
I keep wanting to do that thing, you know, for these stenders. Ricky! with old Bianca.
Well, you do look like Bianca, in all fairness. You just need the silver coat, son.
Ricky!
Oh, God, it keeps pinging off of every bloody fin he's got. Come on, son, this way. I'm just going to walk back and tease it in. There we go. Just fool him into the net. Right?
They don't like that shallow water, do they?
Nah. Oh, man. Come on, man.
It's a nice fish, that one.
Yeah, isn't it? Please give up. Give up. How's he got this much fight in him? It's like ice fishing. This time.
So we've been here 3 days and 27 minutes playing this fish.
Come on then. Let's get him in. Come on, please. Please. Come on. Get in there, boy. That'll do. Yeah. Yes. But you're letting him out the net. Div. Oh, yes.
Well done.
Yes. Come on. Oh, yes. After sitting here watching him catch fish after fish after fish.
Got a few
It's
tips
nice to
and
get
sorted your
one
life out, didn't you, son?
Got a few tips. Oh, yeah, buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Nice. It's been a tough winter. I think the last two I've been out shooting these winter series with, I've caught nothing. It's been horrendous, yeah.
And a couple cancelled as well, like because of the weather.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not just the ones you see us actually put out there. We've had a couple cancel as well, so means a lot, that one in the net. Yes. Oh, happy days. Let's have these teas, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Come on. Oh, wow. It was lovely to chip in with one fish at the very least, and it being that one there. Absolutely gorgeous. 22-1, and yeah, well worth changing over to them zigs, especially seeing Bart catching quite a few on them. Just had to change them rods over and at least get amongst one, and that is an absolute beautiful one to get amongst, definitely. Oh, I'm well happy with that. Oh, that's a gorgeous fish, yes. Oh, belter. Right, let's send him on his way, and even if that's the last one for me, then I'm more than happy with that, especially with how savage the weather's been. Wicked. Right. One last look at him then. Here's the other side. What a beauty. Lovely. Wicked. Yes. Nice.
It's clear that those fish are just up in those upper layers, just enjoying that bit of sun. No different to us really, just sat over here. It's absolutely baking over here now. You'd have never even thought that there was a frost. And yeah, fish have got the same idea. I have just recast the right-hander, and as it went in, I felt it hit a fish right up on the surface. So I know that I'm in the right area. Yeah, it's nice to just be getting into a few. Makes a change. All the pants weather we've had lately. I am not fussed how I catch up this trip, let me tell you. You see the day out on the zigs. And then I get 2 rods back over that bait. Try for a big one. Lately, yeah, it must be the 6th one between us now, which is ideal. If you'd have asked me if we're going to catch 6 fish yesterday, I'd have said no chance. But yeah, it's looking all right.
What is it?
Common.
Shut up! It's not. That's the same one you had earlier.
Happy days. Yeah, another common. Mad. This lake is just absolutely full of lovely big scaly mirrors of all shapes and sizes. And I've managed to catch 4 commons out of 5 fish, which I think is quite an achievement, to be honest. Obviously they're all nice carp like this one, and you certainly don't shake them off on days like today. But yeah, I'm a little bit jealous of Mozza just knocking out the biggest carp, nice big mirror. Yeah, so I'm going to get this one back and see if I can catch myself one of those. Still, lovely bit of fishing. Well, the day's drawn out a little bit. We've had a day on the zigs, we caught a couple of fish, but I fancy it on the bottom for a big one. So a couple of these and 2 rods. Yeah, so I'm going to get 2 rods on the deck tonight. I know these shallow lakes and them big ones, all the bigger fish, I think they still are obliging on the bottom sometimes. And yeah, so I'm going to stick 3 or 4 of these out, put 2 rods over the top of it, and get a bit of food on the go. Stuck those few spons of bait out just to freshen that spot up, and now I am just getting my bait ready, which is a nice little fluorocarbonate length, a little 10mm PB. I've put some yellow maggots on there for tonight. Fancied a bit of a change, you know. Yeah, little leg clip set up, bit of tubing because that's the rules. Job's a good one. Gonna flick 2 of these over the top. Yeah, just see what happens. Having that fish off the bottom last night, I think it's definitely worth doing again. And yeah, I've got to just, don't know, I just got a little feeling that if I get one off the bottom, it's going to be a good one. So yeah, let's get it out there. Right, so yeah, it's freezing. See you tomorrow. Right.
Job done.
Is that that?
Oh dear. Well, we can't mention the cold anymore because that's all we ever bloody do.
Oh, why don't you mention all the carp we caught today?
Yes, it's been a good day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been all right.
It's been a wicked day. I just lost one though, right in darkness, which hurt me a little bit. That's on.
Got one?
Yeah.
He's been on there ages, isn't it? Just fucking did next.
Oh. It's come off.
No way.
Not ideal.
We caught a few there, haven't we? So
yeah.
Can't remember. Like if you'd have said to us yesterday when we pulled in, we were like, "Oh, if we can just get a bite between us, we'll be doing all right."
Yeah, exactly that.
And
the whole lake's been quiet for everyone else as well, isn't it? So done well today.
It's been all right, but it's mad though. Like this morning, it was just ridiculously cold. And then like a few hours later, it was ridiculously warm.
Yeah,
like you walk around the corner as soon as the sun wasn't beaming on you. And to be honest, like when I was walking around, I got here and I walked up that other bank and I fancied it on there, but like as soon as I seen that sun poke over the trees and I seen it shining on this swim, I was just like, I'm going in there. Yeah, I'm glad we did, because that bank there opposite us doesn't see the sun all day, does it? And they look froze over there, and I thought I'd rather be a bit comfortable, you know, because we've seen that it was due to be cold, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's decent, but yeah, it's been alright. Hopefully we get a couple of fish tonight.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I've got all 3 zigs out tonight.
Gotta be honest, eh? I won't mind if it comes in the morning.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, one tinkles off tonight, then so be it. As long as it's not another comment. Yeah. You don't mind a comment. You love a comment.
Don't diss the comments.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a couple off the bait as well. So.
Yeah, so you put a fair bit more bait out, didn't you? You got 2 on the bottom tonight, 1 on the zig.
It's hard because obviously the spot that I'm fishing is actually quite small, and I was thinking like, oh, I should put like a couple of 3 rods on it, and so I just stuck with 2 rods on that tonight.
Yeah. But you had a bite on the zig last night, didn't you? So they're still up for feeding up in the water, obviously.
Yeah, they're about. I think they're just about. And you know, you never know with a shallow lake. 1 minute they're up, next minute they're down.
Yeah.
It's not like they got to travel miles to the bottom, is it? You know, they're just. Yeah. So. We'll see how it goes, really.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I've still stuck with my 3 zigs, all 3 rods out there on zigs. Not bothered putting any bait out, and obviously I've had a couple of bites on them zigs now, so hopefully the fish might swing round to me left a little bit more, or not, you know. Either either will do. But yeah, that is the state of play at the minute. Moon's poking over the trees.
We've had a bite to eat.
We've had something to eat. That was nice. Yeah. And yeah, all is good in the world. Do have been 20 degrees warmer, but I did say we won't mention the cold, but I can't help myself. Anyway, right, I think it's time for me to get my pit. So I'm freezing. Right, let's go.
I'm cold too, so I'm going to get my pit.
See you later. That was a quiet night last night, Bartlett. No bites for you, no bites for me.
Yeah, quiet all around. I mean, today maybe just having, because obviously before we arrived, it wasn't actually that cold.
No.
So maybe just a couple of nights of it being
Frost,
that cold.
Yeah.
They just got the hump of it.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe pushed out a little bit from sort of the smacking you give them yesterday, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like we are, you know, we're sort of in a corner but not in a corner, but there's also a lot of water out to our left that's not being fished now, where they're sort of, you know.
That first day, there was quite a few people here, wasn't there? Yeah, well, almost every swim was taken. We had to wait for a swim, didn't we? And then...
Yeah, now I just think where they got space, if you sort of... Yeah. They're always moving off you.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, breakfast is ready.
I can't believe you've cooked me breakfast, Moss.
Yeah, dinner and breakfast this trip. Done well, haven't I?
Yeah, getting there.
Look at that. Lovely sausage and bacon.
Ideal, Neil.
Lovely. Right, we'll have this. We'll hang it out for, you know, a few more hours today, because there still could be a bite in it, but it's not looking hopeful. You know, the morning's drift away this morning already, so we'll give it till about 1-2 o'clock today, and then fingers crossed, the time we've finished these, one of the rods might bust into life as well.
It's just mad the weather, isn't it? 1 minute it's like freezing cold, and
Yeah,
as soon as that sun pokes out, it's just like absolutely sweltering. Yeah, nice to be in the sun though. So, yeah, devour this. I'll get the kettle on.
Oh, well, that is the end of that. No more bites today.
No, it's gone
Really
quiet all round, hasn't it? There's not been
I think that cold snap's done them in a bit.
yeah,
I reckon.
like I think we got away with murder really. Like we caught a few fish, and by the second night of relentless
Battering
of
leads and catching them in amongst. There was obviously a pod out there, wasn't there? And we got lucky by getting on top of them and getting a few bites out of what was looking like to be another dismal.
It's been as flat.
And
It's just been super flat when you sat there watching. You just don't.
no, you're getting no signs of nothing,
Nothing to go on,
No,
right?
nothing to go on at all. We've barely seen any shows. I think that the first proper show that you saw was when you got here, and they've not really put a display on or anything. We've been lucky, like you say, to have fallen on that pod that was obviously out there, and you capitalised on it, didn't you? So
Yeah, but there you go. Still, we've had a decent trip.
yeah, definitely. No, it's been absolutely amazing. We've both of us never been here before. It's a lovely, lovely lake, so a place well worth visiting, not only for a winter bite, but I'm sure this place looks absolutely gorgeous in the summer when it's got some leaves on it. When we're going to do our new series we've come up with.
Oh, yeah.
The autumn series. Yeah, the winter series is no more. I've aged about 50. I think we've lost the cameraman on one of them. Another one's gone. I think the winter series has got a lot to live up to, let me tell you. But they're always enjoyable. It's always going to be tough getting out, trying to shoot films. You know, there's loads of problems behind the scenes as well, not only trying to run cameras, steaming up, batteries dying, everything that goes along with the rigmarole of trying to make this series what it is every year.
But it shows that if you're willing to put a bit of graft in and grind it out, there's some results there to be had. You don't have to wait until the good weather. Like, you can, just be prepared to sort of spend a bit of time looking and watching. Make sure, like, I got to the lake really early. We never started fishing till like tea time on the first evening, but I was at the lake at the crack of dawn because I wanted to walk around, because I knew I just needed to see that one fish, which I saw. We set up here because of it, and we've caught. And that's the difference sometimes, just putting that little extra bit of effort in, you know, having a wander around, catching the anglers that have caught the odd fish and finding out where they are, and it's the difference between a blank and not blanking.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Right, let's get these rods in, and I'll see you next winter.
See when they're defrosted.
Yeah.